Hello, hello! Welcome to Arkadium's Daily Crossword Live. I see people saying hey to me on TikTok. I'm especially delighted to see you, D. First comment saying good morning. Where were you on Tuesday? You had an unbroken streak of first comment of the day, and I think you broke your streak on Tuesday. I hope everything was all right. We missed you, and new streak starts today. Hello, Lucky. Hello, Tina. Hi, Rand. And we got Amy and Judy and Drink Fake Coke all in chat. We got AJ Bradley on YouTube calling me Jackaroo, which that's a new one, but I'll take it. D says had a doctor's appointment. Okay, understandable. We will forgive that. Melissa Bogle. Okay, a bunch of people guessing one across. So maybe we dive right into today's puzzle. We are solving today's LA Times crossword. So remember, these do not have titles. It will have a theme though, and it is up to us to discover that as we go. The clue. Oh, sorry. Let me just adjust my chats. Okay, I can see everybody. One across, Norimaki or Gunkanmaki. People are guessing sushi, which makes sense. I don't fully recognize either of these names, but I know nori is the seaweed used in sushi, and maki is a type of sushi, so it definitely makes sense that these would be sushi. I like the guess. Let's put it in. Although Rand and Shania are saying Inuit, like maybe these are names of Inuit groups. So I'm not sure. There's a Mazial saying, you look happy. Are you talking about me? I am happy. I'm happy to be here solving a crossword with all of you. Let's check the I. New York Stock Exchange debut. That's what NYSE stands for, as far as I know. New York Stock. Oh, Logician is also guessing fungi or algae at one across. So maybe we really don't know what these... They seem like Japanese terms either way, right? So I would think that they're Japanese in one form or another. Pass me the Red Bull, and Scav and Larry Locke. Amy got saying IDK, which does fit, Amy, but I don't think that's what you're communicating. Bluegrass is saying IPO, and Snoopy is here saying sushi seems right. Oh, wow, we normally have a Snoopy in chat, and now we're going to have a Snoopy. That might get confusing, but wouldn't be the first time I was confused on stream. New York Stock Exchange debut, IPO, initial public offering, makes a lot of sense. Let's check the S. If the S pans out, then I'm going to be perfectly happy with sushi. One who may be locked in, and lock is spelled mysteriously. I know Larry Locke is in chat. You have some privileged information here. Warthog liked the live. Thanks, Warthog. Okay, so Scav and Drink Fake Coke and Larry Locke and Lucky and Tina. Oh, so C. Watson says ship, which is interesting. So lock is a body of water. Lock spelled this way, I think it means lake when you're in Scotland. Most people are guessing Scot, as in a person from Scotland, which I sort of agree with the answer. One who may be locked in. It's got a question mark, so it's one of these jokey clues. I'm not sure I 100% get the joke. I get that lock and Scots are sort of two peas in a pod, but are they locked in? I'm not sure. Tina thinks ship is better. So maybe AJ likes Scott, though. So maybe we check 14 across. Budget friendly. Okay, I can definitely think of a 5-letter word that means budget friendly, opens with a C, ends with a P. So we might actually have everything correct so far. Yeah, the Outcast Knight. That's a great username. And Bluegrass and Jasmine all saying cheap. Yeah, but AJ agrees, cheap. I mean, budget friendly. If something is cheap, it's definitely budget friendly. So maybe we're doing better than we thought. I think I saw someone guessing for this. Yeah, Amy and Scav are saying, not for all the tea in China. Yeah, Rand agrees on this. Okay. Blabbed at 20 across. Oh, I see. Lucky and Tina and Larry and Snoopy are all saying, no. Not for all the tea in China. That's true. It really could be, no. Maybe we don't know. Maybe it matters what 20 across is. I think this is gonna decide it for us. Yeah, D and Melissa and Tina are all saying told for blabbed. Yeah, like oops, not like that. Like if I told on you, I blabbed. I blabbed to the teacher, maybe. And that makes no seem more promising. Snicks and Cocoa is back. How you doing? Okay, slowly but surely, I think we're making progress in this section. Elephant blank. Okay. Yeah, Tina goes, I'm telling mom. Exactly. That's what a blabbermouth says. Sly Fry is here, and Judy and Warthog saying seal. Yeah, elephant seal. Definitely a thing. I think had I just been here, if this had been blank and we didn't have any letters in place, elephant blank would have been a really hard clue for seal. But with 3 of the 4 letters in place, I think we're right here. What's up, Felix? How you doing? All right, let's do 4 down, and then we'll look at our first themer. I like to get it going a little bit before we check it out. Crafted with care. Crafted with care. Arkadium putting a nice seal emoji in chat. Matthias followed us. Thank you so much. The Outcast Knight and Snicks and Cocoa, Bluegrass and Judy, and Sly Fry all saying handmade. I like that. Crafted with care. Handmade. It's a nice entry. Yeah, AJ and Ledition agree. And Scav is giving me needle and thread emojis. Drink Fake Coke says, not when I hand make things. That's true. If you see me like wrap a present, it's not crafted with much care. Vedart is on YouTube saying Chicken Jack Jack Boom Boom. YouTube, it's the Wild West out on YouTube. I love it. Debbie Groves says handmade on Facebook. Welcome, Debbie Groves. Hold on, there's an issue. Wait. I can't see 17 across, which is a little wait. What's happening? Uh-oh. I can't highlight. I can't go across in the normal way. Look, if I'm on the E and I press my arrow key, it changes directions like that. I can toggle back and forth. But if I'm on, look, it automatically goes up and I can't go horizontal. Okay. One of 2 things is happening. Either there is some technical glitch and we're going to have a lot of trouble solving this crossword, or this is thematically intentional that I can't look at this clue. And if that's the case, I am awfully curious, because I've never seen this where the software straight up forbids you from looking at a clue. Yeah, Arkadium's like, whoa, the puzzle is having a moment. Amy Gal's like, interesting. Okay, so maybe we chip away at this 17 across from crosses. If it feels like it's part of the theme, we let it go. Oh boy. Tab through the acrosses. Yeah. So you're saying like this. Oops. I can press tab and go there, tab, and it skips it. Look at that. It just skips it altogether. Felicia says, oh no. All right, well, let's improvise here and see what we can do. Simple chord. Logician is guessing triad, which I think is a very interesting guess. Drink Fake Coke saying major or minor. Not sure how much I love those answers, because I don't think major or minor necessarily comment on the simplicity or complexity of the chord. It's more about the key, you know what I mean? Alicia's here asking for the theme, and you're asking at the right time, Alicia, because the theme is giving me trouble. We don't know, okay, is the short answer. We don't know what the theme is. I cannot look at 17 across. It straight up doesn't work. Tina Troublemaker is saying triad is good for simple chord, and I trust Tina on all things music. Oh, Warthog is suggesting I check the other themers. That's a good idea. 26 across looks like one. Look at that. I can't look at 26 across either. Ooh, I have one more idea. What if maybe you guys will be able to see this. You can look at display clues as list. Let's check this. Look at this. 16 to 20. There is no clue for 17 across. You can see it right here. There's no clue for 17 across. Can you see it? Yeah. All right, I'm taking off this mode. We're figuring this out together. I'm kind of intrigued. How do I turn this off? Yeah. Let's do the downs. It seems like that's what the puzzle wants us to do. So here we go. Tina goes, wow. Six and Cuckoo says, ooh, I love it. All right. Yeah, Alicia says, very interesting. I hope this is part of the puzzle. It seems, I mean, the clue is just missing. Swiss Army Knife's array. Yeah, on we go. Ethan Ray says tool. Which I think makes sense. Swiss Army knives have a lot of tools. I think that there's some, yeah. AJ and Scav are saying uses, which I sort of prefer, honestly. Swiss Army Knife has an array of uses. Something I like about the pluralness of uses. Russ agrees, so let's go with that. Tuanapi is on YouTube asking how I am. I'm doing great. We're solving a crossword puzzle together. We do it every day at noon Eastern time, and I'm glad to have you here. Fumble. Good. Now we're getting into normal crossword territory. Kitty Cat is here, and Lucinda saying air to fumble. Classic crossword word. Not spelled like that, AJ, but I think that was just a typo. Jaluha, how you doing? Welcome back. You're in for a ride on this one because the puzzle, the software itself is part of the theme. Flow slowly. I hope. Flow slowly. Yeah, Bear Down Cat is asking for the title of the puzzle. LA Times crosswords don't have titles, so we are on our own for figuring out the theme. There is a theme. We don't know what it is yet, and we have no hints whatsoever, except that we're unable to look at the theme answers, it seems. Joey Barnacle and, James Hendry was saying ooze, which I do like, and it actually works with tool, which is a little dismaying. But then other people were saying seep, which also works for flow slowly. All right, 15 across, here we come. Yeah, on another. People are noticing on another at 17 across. Let's go there right after we get 15 across. Home of the Shipibo Konibo people. Anyone know this? Joey Barnacle and Felix and Lucky and Rand all have the same guess. Peru. It fits. Tina's giving me a shrug, but I think Peru's a solid guess. I'm not certain about it. KLX Peru. Okay, now I really want to look at 17 across and try to put in another, but we can't do that. So let's do 16 down, 6 down. Like their walks to school in the snow both ways per some grandparents. It's a funny clue. Yeah, Sly Fry and Kitty Cat and Drink Fake Coke and Laura and Runaru are all saying uphill. AJ and Ledition agree. That's a very funny clue. Yeah, for some grandparents, we had to walk in the snow both ways uphill to school. That's hilarious. And we didn't even look at the clue on 21 and across, but tear up to rip works. Arkadium says, if I had a dime for every time my grandma said this to me, I'd be a millionaire. Wow. Yeah, back in my day, says C. Watson. All right, I'm dying to just go to 17 across and try to fill it in, but I just can't. But on another is looking right. Oh, Lucky's granddad did it without shoes, too. Laura's saying on another planet, which looks like it fits. And it's a phrase. I have to fill it in like this. On another planet. Yo, bro. Okay, Ethan Ray and Scav says brotato chip. I've never heard that one. Brotato chip. Sup, dude. Yeah, although Felix is saying sup dog, which I suppose it could be spelled like this. More people are guessing sup, dude. AJ likes it. So let's go with that. Veteran says, my grandpa used to go to school crossing mountains, river, all obstacles that exist. Yeah, grandparents had it rough. Uphill both ways. Blank Angeles, finally a gimme of a clue in this somewhat strange crossword. Andrew G. and EJ were quick to say Los Angeles. That is correct. David Adams and Kea coming in with it as well. On another planet. Why is there no clue? Scav goes, what was the 17 across clue? I didn't see it, lol. Scav is pranking me. Scav knows full well what's going on. Zigs and Zags. Hey, Jilly. How you doing? Gene Myers is on YouTube saying, my grandma had to parachute off the Statue of Liberty. All right. Yeah, this puzzle is This puzzle should have run on April Fool's Day. That's what I feel like is happening. Scav says, is it a glitch or intended? The truthful answer is I don't know. I'm sort of hoping it's intended because it's not even in. It's one thing if the software is glitching, but when I look at the list of clues, I pulled up you can just see them as a list. There is no clue for 17 across. So my guess is that there's literally no clue in the puzzle for that, and that when the software reads a file with no clue, it just doesn't let you go there. That's what I think is happening. Okay. Zigs and Zags. Have people answered this? Yes, they have. James Hendry has been very patiently telling me to put dodges in. Yeah, zigs, zags, you're dodging things. Okay. Jalot says the clue is on another planet. Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's about missing things. AJ is asking, see if it does it for all the themers. Yeah, we already checked that. It definitely 26 across is the same way. Yeah, maybe 59 is a revealer. Do we want to look at that? I don't tend to like to jump ahead so much. Oh, and I'm already skipping around. Man, this puzzle has me all confused. Catches. Ooh, two very realistic guesses in chat. Gets or nets? Yeah, they both work. So I think we need to delete this first letter and try to fill it in elsewhere. Dual purpose tool, but dual is spelled suggestively. It's not like oh, there was something else that we had. What was the other puzzle like this? Oh yeah, locked in. One who may be locked in. It's kind of like that clue. Dual purpose tool. Yeah, epee. We're talking literal duels with your sword. Coffee Vivi is here saying epee and furred. Nice. I like that clue. It's a good example of a clue being playful with wordplay, but not super difficult. It's kind of gettable. Wrapped garment. Is 11 down a theme or two? It appears not. At least I can look at 11 down. So, yeah, and then Felix and Snicks and Coco and T Dizzle are telling me cape. And Rick C on YouTube. Yeah, cape looks good for a wrapped garment. Todd Lyman says sorry. That's another wrapped garment. So is a toga. But if we like the P and the E that we have, then cape is the one that fits the best. Meanwhile, David Adams. Okay, a bunch of people, Bear Down Cat and Larry Locke and Jessica are saying danger. Oh, danger something. Hold on. Posting with a hazard symbol. Danger zone or danger. What was the other guess? Sign. Yeah. So maybe we just leave danger? Okay. Yemen's Gulf of Blank. I hope we get a satisfying resolution to whatever is happening in this crossword. I think somehow our theme answers don't have clues today. Yeah, it could be danger area, JC says. Meanwhile, people know there are Gulfs of Yemen. Aden is a Gulf in Yemen. Catches was nets after all, not gets. And what do we have here? I think I looked at this earlier, main attraction. People were saying Acadia, which is definitely correct. I have camped and hiked in Acadia National Park, and it is beautiful. I recommend going in the autumn. Lucky says, I'm convinced the theme is out of this world / out of this crossword. Jaluha agrees with that. Oh, Lucinda saying, my guess is totally clueless. Ah, that's a nice idea. Okay. What do we think of this? Actress Esmin. AJ and Ladishin and Herbie Meneling are saying Susie. Yes, Susie Esmin. She was on Curb Your Enthusiasm, right? She played Susie on Curb Your Enthusiasm. That's how I know her. Lucky says totally clueless is good. Jessica likes it. David says brilliant. Okay, and AJ, I think someone else is looking. Well, 26 across. I can't go to 26 across, but people are suggesting it might be in La La Land, which looks like it does fit. In La La Land and On Another Planet both kind of mean the same thing, and they mean totally clueless. I love it. It was intentional. I think we're zooming in on it. In La La Land. I'm not going to put it in because I can't. I would have to look at every down, and I don't want to do that. So we'll put it in one letter at a time as we solve. Jessica says, oh, so good. Oh, and Amy is confirming that Totally Clueless fits at 59 across. Yeah, I don't have the time to count those letters, but I'm glad to hear that. Lydia is here saying that to send something is to mail it. Vedart and AJ on YouTube agree. Happy with that. Mo and Slyfry and James agree. Speaker of the House, and we have another question mark. A lot of wordplay clues in this puzzle. Kai is on YouTube getting mail. Barbara McDowell's on Facebook getting mail. And Scab is giving me the snail mail rebus. Very nice. Speaker of the House. Ah, Floss. Very clever. Snicks and Coco and Lydia and Dee and Denise. Yeah, Douglas. Oh, Douglas Filler saying alarm, which actually does make sense because your alarm maybe like chirps a lot. It speaks. But I do like this idea of Alexa, which is what Floss suggested, and AJ on YouTube. Alexa being the Amazon device that you can talk to that speaks to you. So it's a speaker of your home. I think that's very cute. Let's check the X just to make sure. Rubber tree goo. Oh, Lydia pointing out that Alexa works with La La Land. Good point. Very good point. Or in La La Land is our theory for what 26 across is. Guys, this crossword is wild. Red Carpet Kafka and Larry Locke and Kitty Cat are all saying latex, which I think makes sense. Debbie Groves on Facebook got latex as well. Suppose latex comes from a rubber tree and it's maybe goo when it comes out. Vedart says, can Alexa solve crosswords? Not yet, as far as I can tell. I actually own one, and I don't think she'd be very good at crosswords. Where are we? Puerto Rico, por ejemplo. Por ejemplo means for example in Spanish. George FT and Coffee VY and Bear Down Cat are saying isla. Yeah, it's an island. That's how you say island in Spanish. AJ and Letition got that one as well. Snicks and Coco says she's too literal. Yeah, Alexa's too literal. Now, there is a program that solves crosswords. It's called Dr. Phil, but F-I-L-L, because it's filling in the crossword grid. It has actually entered crossword solving competitions, and I think it did win one year. It is not like well ahead of human ability, but it is a very good crossword solver. Dr. Phil, you can look that up. But that's a special made software just for crossword solving. It's not one of these general AIs. Like some grapes and tennis players. Kimberly is saying seeded. Yeah, I think that looks nice. Grapes have seeds sometimes. Alicia says, what does a tennis player being seeded mean? So in general, seeding in sports is like you're assigned a number based on your rank, and then it affects who you get paired against in the competition. So if you're like number one seed, meaning you're the best, you have the best rating or whatever in the sport, then that just decides who you're paired against. Doing a terrible job explaining this, but maybe that's because I'm not a sports follower. Comes close. By the way, I and Isla is confirming La La Land as well. Okay. Arkadium goes, imagine Dr. Phil entering the YouTube chat. Yeah. Let's see. George FT says, no, it's not. I don't know what you're referring to, but Warthog and Drink Fake Coke and Jay Oakley are all saying Nears. Comes close. Nears. Looks good. It is so disorienting to not be able to go here. I cannot tell you. All my instincts are just like, go to 26 across. We basically have it. Just fill in those squares. Funny Bone Spot. Yeah, Ali and Judy and Mo. And Floss giving me the flex emoji. Yeah, an arm. Your funny bone is in your arm. Bastion just followed us. Thank you so much, Bastion. And shared the live. You're the best. Tiffany D says arm. By the way, if anyone is watching who doesn't already follow us, do consider it. We stream every single day at noon Eastern time. It's always a good time. And if you follow us, it's a great way to keep in touch. I bet I know what you're going to say. I bet I know what you're going to say. Debbie Groves and Barbara on Facebook both got arm as well. Lucinda says this puzzle must be driving you nuts, Jack. Your personal kryptonite. It is. There is something very like frustrating about the physical experience of solving this puzzle. I gotta tell you. I'm trying to keep it together here, but Lucinda sees right through me. Kitty Cat and Cliff are saying, "Let me guess." I bet I know what you're gonna say. Let me guess. Yeah, that looks good. And of course, the L in La La Land is basically confirmed at this point. Jay Oakley says that was quite humorous, and spelling humorous like the funny bone. Love a good pun on the Daily Crossword Live. Amy Coleman is back on YouTube. How are you doing? We are solving a bizarre crossword today, so you came at the right time. Queen Cece just shared the live. Thank you. Form fitting. Okay, good. Melissa and Kimberly and Jasmine and Ladician and Debbie Groves all saying snug. That seems right. I keep forgetting to use the in La La Land information. Demira is here also saying snug. Nice work. Let's try. Do we do 29 down? We basically know what it starts with. Modify to fit. Modify to fit. Ethan Ray, quick on that one. Okay, Alicia says adjust, which works with the clue, but it doesn't fit in our 5 spots. Ooh, two good guesses actually. Some people saying adapt, like you modify yourself to fit your environment, you adapt. Holy Head Harpy is saying alter. Yeah, alter was the other guess, which I think is also promising. You modify an outfit to fit your body. So maybe we need some crosses here. Union fees. Okay, this is going to sort out our alter adapt argument. Yeah. Yeah, union fees, Demira and Lucinda. Wow. TikTok chat is flying right now. Union fees are dues, for sure. Debbie Groves and Ladician knew that one. So it has to be adapt then. Alter was a totally legitimate guess, though. Where to next? Let's do 38 across. Playground game. Playground game. Yeah, Amy Coleman likes dues. Barbara McDowell likes dues. Okay, we're all happy. And then playground game is looking like tag. Ali and Mo and Demira and George FT all saying tag. Axie Savage. That's a cool username. Bombabos. Yeah, tag, you're it, Jessica, exactly. All right. All righty then. Let's see. Axira. That's a cool name, Axira. Succinct, no time to waste. Yeah, Queen Cece and Rand and Jilly are all saying, and Debbie Groves are saying ASAP. Yeah, as soon as possible, no time to waste. Get on it, chop chop. All right, confirming that, yeah, 47 across is also not letting me look. So the frustration continues. Like a bedsheet with no creases. Huh, it's an interesting clue. Like a bedsheet with no creases. Taut. Yeah, that's what Ethan and Lydia and Alicia are all saying, and Debbie Groves. I like that clue. It's just something evocative about it. Amy agrees, and Axie agrees. Okay, let's go over here. We've kind of neglected this section a little bit. Part of a circumference. All right. Hey Gary, how you doing? If you're just joining us, you're joining us for a pretty wild crossword. Our themers do not have clues, and I straight up cannot look at them. It does make the crossword hard, because think of all the information that's lost without cluing these entries. We have to fill them in just from the downs alone. Tina and Santiago Silva on YouTube is saying arc. Yes. Yes, the circumference is the full way around a circle, but any just little segment of it is called an arc. Infant's ailment. Infant's ailment. Scav has given me 3 colors. I'm trying to understand them. Blue, red, yellow. I don't think I understand. Ethan Ray says, I feel like I'm in La La Land or on another planet. I know. I feel totally clueless when it comes to this puzzle. It's really living up to its theme. Ooh, wait, let me guess doesn't work with totally clueless, I just realized. Did you see that? Have people been pointing that out? We were pretty sure that totally clueless was going to be the revealer at 59 across, but if let me guess is right, it can't be. Oh boy. The stress goes on. Stooby-Doo, says Colic. Infant's ailment is colic. Yes, Silver Moon on YouTube agrees. And Douglas Filler, I think that's right, infant's ailment. We were debating danger zone or danger area or danger sign for 11 down. So let's look at 35 across. Cry noisily. Kind of like a baby with colic. What do we think? Cry noisily. Yeah, Jillian, Jessica, and Demira, and Patricia, and Santiago Silva are giving me sob. I think that makes sense for cry noisily. Debbie Groves agrees. So all of that is to say maybe danger sign was it after all. Posting with a hazard symbol, a danger sign. Makes sense, it's a posting, so maybe sign should have been favored all along. Wes shared the live, thank you for that. I'm sure some of you have friends or family who love crossword puzzles. Let them know we're having fun. This tastes terrible. Chloe's World says, what are you doing? We are group solving a crossword puzzle. So I'm streaming on TikTok and on YouTube and Facebook and Twitch as well. And you guys supply the answers. I am a mere guide. My name is Jack. Bill Cox and Gary. Okay, we got 2 guesses, either bleh or blah. This tastes terrible. Blah to me means something a little different. Blah is more boring. Bleh is kind of like, ugh. So I am slightly in favor of bleh, but maybe I'm wrong. Allegedly says beer, which is pretty funny. Beer does taste terrible to many, but I think bleh is more promising. Kick back. Santiago says blah is indifference. Yeah, I feel the same way. Kimberly and Douglas and Floss are saying chill. Yeah, to kick back is to chill, put your feet up. That looks right. And what's 44 across? Get down. Get down. It's not in quotes, so it's not someone yelling get down. It's not like duck. I guess the answer could be duck, I suppose. No, but I like what allegedly and Mo and Snicks and Heather are all saying boogie. Pretty funny. I think to boogie is to dance, which is to get down. Amy and Santiago agree. Ooh, and Ledition is registering a guess for 47 across. Scav says, so if he looks at 47 across, it crashes. It doesn't crash. I just can't, I physically can't do it, Scav. Like, how do I demonstrate this to you? Like, look, the moment, if I'm here in the across on chill and I click this I, I'm going to stay in the horizontal orientation, right? But now if I go down one more to the C, I won't stay in the horizontal orientation. It automatically puts me vertical. And if I do my normal thing of an arrow key to change orientation, it doesn't let me. It does nothing. So that's what it means. It doesn't crash. I just can't see them. Capital city with a New Year's Eve potato drop. That's interesting. Yeah, okay. So everyone on TikTok, Ledition, Debbie Groves, everyone likes Out to Lunch as a guest for 47 across. It does fit thematically with the others. On Another Planet, In La La Land, Out to Lunch. These are all like when you're a space cadet, aloof. So I do think I'm a little concerned that Totally Clueless doesn't seem to fit at 59 across, which was our guess. Jay Oakley and James Hendry are saying, Boise. Oh, Pizza Pete says, I did this one last night. I enjoyed the theme. Okay, well, no spoilers, Pizza Pete. I am enjoying it as well. But we haven't gotten to 59 across yet, which I'm hoping will make sense of some of this. Silver Moon and AJ like Boise as well. Amy says, what the heck is a potato drop? Good point. I should have paused on this longer. I guess normally on New Year's you have the ball drop in Times Square. But I guess Boise, since it's Idaho and they're known for potatoes, they drop a potato, which is hilarious. I want to go to that. Reprimand. Bill Cox and Patricia and Demira are telling me scold. I think that's good. We got Bearcat on YouTube. What's up? $51 across. Freeze of. Yeah, Mr. Aura is saying 47 across is out to lunch. I think you're right about that. And we're just going to have to put it in via the downs. Freeze of. Yeah, I like what Melissa and Lucinda and Floss and Gary are saying. Rids. Kim Williams got it. Mo. Rids. Oh, Jessica has a guess for 58 across, or 59 across. Doesn't have a clue. Ah! Oh, okay, I think it's time. Maybe we look at this. Let's look. Is completely unaware, or what can be said about 17, 26, and 47 across. Is completely unaware. I think Jessica has a really nice guess here. Doesn't have a clue. It fits. Oh, man. That is wild. That is wild. Well done, Jessica. You nailed it. We thought completely clueless or totally clueless, which I think would have been a valid revealer as well. But this fits with the ease that we have in place. Doesn't have a clue. It's perfect. Alicia says, great job, girl. Wow. This is an awesome theme. I was so perplexed. I didn't have a clue. On another planet. I keep wanting to look at them, but no, they don't have clues. You can't look at them. That's awesome. I love it. Warthog goes, nice call, Jessica. Kimberly says, go, Jessica. Amy says, what a fab theme today. Yeah, really satisfying, Floss. I agree. Love it. I'm glad we stuck with it. I almost saw this and was like, maybe we need to swap puzzles last minute. Spot for a hot pot. Spot for a hot pot. Bearcat is saying, Jack, who am I? Yeah, I know. I'm supposed to know this. You changed your name. It's someone I know, but and Bearcat was so long ago, I just can't remember who it is. Oh, was it Vedart? I should have known. Amy Gal and Mono Money and Shania is here saying, Trivet, Silver Moon on YouTube agrees. A trivet, I guess, is one of those little plates you put down to put your hot pot on so that you don't burn your table. Ranny is saying trivet. Amy Coleman likes it. Okay. Spot for a hot pot. And it works with out to lunch, which we're pretty happy with. Some Bach works. Nathan Ray says, I've never heard of a trivet. I'm pretty sure it is a thing. I like when crosswords teach me new words. Some Bach works. Yeah, Tina, right on cue with the music clue. And C. Watson and Thomas Yenowine are saying sonatas. Looks good. Sonatas. Let's look at 40 down just so we can have the satisfaction of having our third themer all filled in. Perfect roommate. Thomas just followed us. Thank you. .com got sonatas as well. We have Derek Culver in chat. And who was that? LL Trippy just followed us. Thank you. Okay, Dysentery Gary and Mo and Demira all saying house cat. And Mom Life ×5. Debbie Groves and Amy and Santiago, house cat. I should probably spell it right. It's a cute clue. In general, there's been very playful cluing throughout this puzzle as well. All in all, this is high quality stuff. Perfect roommate. It's very cute. And out to lunch is finally filled in. Tina says, I have a cat named Dulce. Dulce. It's very nice. Okay. 5 down regulators, an abbreviation. 5 down was IPO, initial public offering. So who would regulate an IPO? Yeah, Arkadium says, Tina, that's a sweet name. Nice. Thomas, our newest follower, or one of them, says SEC, yeah, Securities Exchange Commission, regulates financial doings. Gleam. Gleam. Ali liked the live, thank you. Amy says, what the heck is an IPO? I'm not American enough for this. You know, Amy, that's not the first time I've heard that about these crosswords. The are you in the UK? IPO means initial public offering. It's when a company goes public and gets traded now on the New York Stock Exchange, which is what this stands for. So when you take your company public and get issue stocks that any old people can buy, that's what an IPO is. Meanwhile, Glint is looking good. There's a Mazial says Glint, and Amy does as well. Gleam, Glint. Happy with that. Allegedly says, I am British and I agree. Mo is saying hurdle today? Yes, Mo, we're doing hurdle today. So stick around. We got, the last fifth of this crossword to do, and then we're playing hurdle. Rob O says in. Yeah, place to stay. Amy is in the UK, yeah. So sometimes these crosswords skew pretty American. Place to stay is an in. Kaylee just followed us. Thanks, Kaylee. Vedart says, I'm also learning some USA things from crosswords. George is here. Cool guy. Shania says, yes, hurdle us, wordle, nerdle, turtles. Oh, man. I think we're all on another planet today, all right? Sophisticated. Bill Cox and Mom Life and Kim Williams say classy. I like that. Dardis for Life followed us. Thanks. And what is this? This is looking like a Galapagos lizard. Good. Good. We are in solid shape. Allegedly says, ooh, what's hurdle? Stay tuned and you'll find out. It's another word game put out by Arkadium.com. All the puzzles we solve on this channel are from Arkadium. Getting a lot of creepy, slithery emojis in chat for iguana, Galapagos lizard. I have been to the Galapagos, and there are indeed many iguanas around. They're super cool. Allegedly just followed us. Thanks. And Al Jazeera Omani is on YouTube, also getting iguana. Yes, Arkadium says check out the link in the bio if you want to learn more about Arkadium. Kid at a petting zoo. Kid at a petting zoo. Another tricky clue, but not too tricky for you, bunch. Kid as in baby goat. So not the petter, but the petty. All right, 2 squares left in this little section. Gal atop Keep Commerce Human website. I actually knew that was the tagline of that website. And then not engaged. All right, who's polishing off this section? Yeah, Lucky and Patricia. Oh, AJ just got them all in one fell swoop. Yeah, here we go. Etsy is Keep Commerce Human. Lass is a gal, and not engaged is idle. Just sitting idle, it's not engaged doing something. Warthog, nice one. All right. 60 down, here we come. The White Lotus error. I'm sure we got some White Lotus fans in chat. Lumpia is here, also filling in that last section. Yeah, Ali and Isaiah, and allegedly all saying HBO. Okay. Allegedly says, I got an American one. Yes, you did. HBO, American show, American network, and allegedly got it. Start of a classic palindrome implausibly attributed to Napoleon. Interesting clue. Arkadium says HBO, the artist formerly known as Max. Yeah. R.I.P. Max. We barely knew you. Yeah, Scab spelling out the whole palindrome. Able was I ere I saw Elba is a classic palindrome. Elba is the island where Napoleon was exiled, and so it starts with this palindrome, and I guess it's implausibly attributed to Napoleon. He probably didn't actually say it. Low on the Mohs scale. Shania says that hurt my brain. That's what we do here, Shania. We hurt people's brains. And they're better off for it, I like to think. Low on the Mohs scale allegedly says soot, which I suppose could be, but I think soft makes more sense, what Lucinda is saying. The Mohs scale is all about how hard something is. So diamond is the hardest on the Mohs scale, and talc, as Scav is saying, is at 1, is the softest. So I think soft makes sense for a low value on the Mohs scale. 13.1 miles of a marathon, for example. Good. Yeah, Gary just given me the letter. Very efficient. Casual greetings are highs. And yeah, marathon is 26.2 miles, so half of it would be 13.1. I think that math checks out. Excellent. All right, last section of the puzzle. Let's make this count. We got lots of things to look forward to. Confetti and hurdle. So we're actually just getting going. Pack animal. Ooh. Something tells me TikTok is going to censor this one, so maybe we'll look at 55 across instead. Just a hunch. I don't know. Or we look at Facebook, which seems to not care about censorship. Debbie Groves, ass. Yeah, a donkey. Pack animal. Good. Tina Troublemaker says the collective brain is strong in the group. It's so true. We become greater than the sum of our parts when we all work together. Gary's like, we're all getting banned. I know. I'm getting peach emojis. Come on, there is a donkey emoji. You could give me that one. Make at work. Make at work. Living life just shared the live. Thanks. Bill Cox and Alicia and Mom Life are saying earn. Yeah, make as in make money. Randy and Patricia agree. I like that. Okay. A mid-range voice. A mid-range voice. Shiwei says, Gary, I love your name. I assume you're referring to dysentery, Gary. Allegedly says, now I understand why Shrek said donkey is asinine. Wow, I never thought about that. I don't remember that line, but that is a pretty good joke. Debbie Groves and Al Jazeera Omani are saying alto. Yeah, a mid-range voice in a choir would be an alto. Barbara McDowell got that one as well. Tina Troublemaker says, I sang alto in high school. There you go. Do you no longer sing? Why just in high school? Scav says, I wish I did choir. All right, 4 squares left. Total. Total. 4 squares left, and then it's hurdle a clock. Just my very weird self is here and says ruin. Yeah, we're talking total as in total a vehicle. If you total your car, you ruin it. Yeah, Mayday says, oh, like a car. Exactly. Tricky clue. And just a little bit left. Hawaii's state bird. That crosses point shoe fabric. And Poor Things Oscar winner. Okay, I think we can do this. I think we're going to finish strong here. Yes, good. Mayday is saying satin, a point shoe. We're talking ballet shoes. So I guess they're made of satin. Hawaii state bird is the nene. I think that's how you say it. It's sort of like a duck, if I'm not mistaken. And then Emma Stone won an Oscar for the movie Poor Things very recently. I'm going to put these in. I'm already seeing drum rolls in chat. Do you think we got the confetti, or are we going to get flummoxed even more by this crossword than we already have? Tina giving me the drum roll. Here we go. Yes, excellent. Wow, what a ride. I had a blast with that. Doesn't have a clue. Who knew just removing the clue from a couple theme answers would just make for such a perplexing experience? On Another Planet, In La La Land, Out to Lunch. None of them had clues, with a perfect revealer doesn't have a clue. I loved it. Loved every second of it. Rand, no, don't go. Don't go, Rand, because we're playing Hurdle right now. I'm loading it up. Screen share. Yeah. I think you can see that. Yeah, really good one. Yeah, Shania says, stay for Hurdle, Randy. Okay. This is Hurdle. If you haven't played it before, I really think the easiest way is to kind of see how it goes. It's hard to explain it top to bottom. If you have played Wordle before at the New York Times, it is similar, but I will explain the differences as we go. I saw a suggestion. Amy Gal said stone, which I think is perfect because that was our last word in the crossword, and I like to do that. Stone was the final across entry in our crossword, so let's use that to seed our hurdle. All right. We have an E in, so this green means that we're trying to guess a 5-letter word. Green means there is an E in the 5th position in the answer word, but the word has no S, no T, no O, no N. And we get 6 total guesses to get it. Demira says rated, but the problem is, Demira, that we know there's no T in the final word. Let's see. Tina's saying chive, which is interesting. What do we want? I'm seeing multiple people say place. For some reason, many people are saying place. So I'm going to go with the crew. No problem with it, right? Yeah, place. Okay, so there's an L. We probably need another vowel somewhere. An I, a U, or maybe a second E. What do we think? Yeah, Al Jazeera Omani is saying chime. Barbara says chose, but no, Barbara, there's no O and there's no S. We know that from Stone. AJ wants while with an H. Tina and Floss and Amy all agree with while, and Lucky. Everyone is saying while. All right, so we're doing it. Good. Let's try. How'd you guys know that? How'd you do that? Seriously. How did you all suddenly converge on while? Okay, so now here is the first thing that makes Hurdle different from Wordle is that we jumped over one hurdle, we're now on our second hurdle, and the first guess is automatically the answer from the previous board. So now we only have 5 of our own guesses, and while is forced upon us as our first guess. And then something special happens at the end, which you'll see. Hindi Markowitz says, good afternoon, I'm new here. Well, I'm so glad you're here. We stream every single day at noon Eastern time. We always start with a crossword puzzle from Arkadium.com, and then we solve Hurdle, which is a great Arkadium game, and we're on the Hurdle portion of today's stream. But follow us on YouTube, and you can tune into tomorrow's stream. Hobbit Snatcher just followed. Okay, meanwhile, Jessica and Floss are both suggesting Steam. I like that. Use a lot of common letters, gets us another vowel in the mix. Let's try it. Oof, that hurt. That hurt. Okay, back to square one, I think. We know we have to place this E. No, Creed doesn't work, Scav, because of this E. Floss says yikes. No, it's not yikes. I can't tell if you're making a guess or just saying yikes. Iowa Colt is here suggesting every, which I like where your brain is, but again, this E, the yellow means that there's an E somewhere, but it's not in this position. So we know the E is not in the 3rd or 5th spot. We have to put an E somewhere else. Tarskin Dukes on YouTube is saying bored. I hope you're not describing your mood right now, but it is a very valid guess, so I'm going to interpret it that way and put it in. Okay, solid guess. So we know we have an O, an E, and a D that we have to make work. We have to fit somewhere. But none of them are in the right place. Huh. So D, maybe D starts the word? Where's this E belong? I guess it's in the second position, maybe? Detox, that's an interesting guess. Decoy, another very nice guess. Okay, detox and decoy. I like what allegedly is putting out there. Which one do we like? DE. Okay, decoy is getting more votes. So let's try that. Oh, allegedly, well done. Well done. You nailed that. He's saying ignored me. You were the one who suggested decoy, I thought. AJ liked it as well. Okay, third hurdle. We're doing well. We're doing well, but things can turn sour very quickly in hurdle, in my experience, and I don't want to lose. So we know the word begins with a D. I think maybe we should get something with an A and an I in it, because I like to hone in on those vowels. Because I'm seeing a lot of suggestions that have either an A or an I. Is there anything that has both? Yeah, like drain. Lucinda suggests drain. Bradley, that's how I approach the game. Try to get the vowels locked in. Okay, that was pretty promising. That was good. So, trying to decide if we even need more vowels. Yeah, like draft, for example, Floss is suggesting, and draft wouldn't need another vowel. Allegedly likes draft. Everyone kind of likes draft. Hobbit Snatcher said drawl, which is another nice one. Drama, too? Yeah, there are still plenty of options. Debbie Groves on Facebook is saying draft, so let's go with it. If it's not right, we still have more guesses. Damn. Darn it. Yeah, Cindy, I was bullish on draft as well. Didn't pan out. A lot of people are guessing drama now. Should we try drama? Mom Life, Scav, Barbara, Lucky all seem to like it. A little nervous. It can't be Drake, Cindy, because we know there's no E. Drama or drawl? Yes, Souffle says drawl. All right, well, luckily we do have a lot of guesses still. Ski-Fly just shared the live. Ethan Ray says, I like when you swear and censor yourself right after. I don't even remember swearing, so I don't know what you're talking about. You're trying to stir up drama. You're trying to stir up drama, Ethan, and I'm not here for it. Okay, 4 out of 5. Let's not get complacent. We can do this. All we know is that we don't have any of these letters in the final word. Our dog Dozer is suggesting choir. I like choir, except there's no R. And I should be clear that technically you are allowed to guess things that you know can't be the final answer, but just prefer guessing things that are consistent with what we have so far. Kim Williams is suggesting fiend. I like that. How do we feel about going with fiend? Didn't really pan out. Sorry. Okay, there's an E somewhere. For whatever that's worth. A lot of people saying quiet. It's a pretty bold guess because, oh, well, it can't be quiet anymore because of the I. But quiet would have been a weird guess because the Q, if it doesn't, I mean, Qs are so rare, you know? Okay. Allegedly wants chose. Still a lot of possibilities. Scav saying evoke. Lucky says stoke. Warthog says stole. Stole might be the most friendly because it has the most common letters. Is there anything wrong with it? I sort of like stole. Okay, slowly but surely. I'm starting to sweat a little bit. Charlie was in favor of stole, so I'm not alone. Allegedly was in favor of stole. Okay. I feel so responsible when I pick a word from the... Sistron is on YouTube playing. So we have an O in the middle. E is not last. Yeah, that is an important point, Larry. So where does this E belong? It's actually a little hard to work with this O and an E, right? Yeah, like evoke. Mom Life is saying evoke, but we know it doesn't end in an E. Yeah, Melissa, it can't, and Tina, it can't be evoke. We know from stole that it does not end in an E. That's what yellow means, is that there is an E somewhere, but it's not in that position. Epoch, a lot of people are saying. Saurav Kumar is guessing bulky, but we know there's an O in the middle position. Wow, a lot of people are saying epoch. What a guess. Epoxy as well. How do you guys come up with these words? All right, should we try it? Oof, that was rough. And that also rules out epoxy. So no, I think nobody has any clue what this is. Oh no, we only have 2 guesses. I'm so nervous. So somehow the E is right next to the O. I'm trying to picture this. Gary's like, what? I think everyone is surprised that that didn't work. Gooey. Oh my gosh, can you imagine? Gooey. Lucinda saying gooey as well. Arkadium says hurdle always makes my brain hurt. I know. I initially expected hurdle to be like a cooldown from the crossword, but it turns out it's way more high stress. Floss and Ethan love gooey. Oh my god. Please. Wow. That was awesome. Who said gooey first? You deserve a prize. You deserve a major prize. Jessica got first MVP of the day because Jessica called doesn't have a clue as our revealer. And whoever said gooey first gets a major prize. Adam's like, let's go, chat. That's how I'm feeling. Allegedly says it's crazy enough it just might work. That's exactly what it felt like. Adam's like, great poll. Wow. I'm psyched. Okay, this is the last hurdle. We're on board 5, and notice our first 4 guesses are supplied for us, and it's the 4 answers from the previous 4 boards. And now we only get 2 guesses to figure out the word. This is what separates the noobs from the pros. So we're in the hot seat now. There's an E in the second position. There is an R and an A somewhere. We get 2 guesses. Henry says pairs. I should say, Henry, they tend to not do plural words like that. So I'm going to steer away from that unless it feels essential. Kelpie Stables is on YouTube saying, wow, I'm assuming from gooey. Okay, Felicious says fever. Does fever work? No, it doesn't have an A. We need an A somewhere. Lucinda says zebra. That would be wild. Wow, zebra actually works. Rebar. Rebar does look like it works as well. Jilly's voting zebra. Okay, what's it going to be? Al Jazeera says heart. No, there's no A in the third position. Same with Rick's guess of great. There's no A in the third position. Same with Jemiah's guess. I hope you guys understand. Yellow means there's an A somewhere, but not in that slot. Holy Hit says zebra's a bad guess. I don't know, though. I like zebra. Oh my god. And this is where I have to... I never considered Z. I ignore those letters. Resat is better, though? Is it really? No A in last. Oh my god. Thank you, allegedly. Wow. It can't be zebra. Oof. Okay. You just saved us from catastrophe. Okay, so what's it going to be? I need convergence. I need unanimity. Rebar, really? I'm not going to hit enter. I'm just putting it in to look at it. Rebar. What a word. Can anyone think of anything better? Resat. Ugh. Susan Q short likes rebar. Demira says rebar will show where the R is. That's a good point. There's also rerun. Oh no. No, rerun doesn't have an A. I said rebar, but now I'm doubting it, says Floss. It can't be a rerun because we need an A. 2 guesses is such high pressure, I know. Reran, it could be. Reran is what Lucinda's saying. Should we try rebar? All right, it's either rebar or reran or recap. Oh no, we have too many possibilities. Rixie says relax. I actually kind of like relax. Okay. Yeah, no C for recap. Good. Let's try rebar. A lot of people seem Al Jazeera says trust your gut. Zebra. It can't be zebra, Al Jazeera. I was wrong because of the A in drama. We're trying rebar because we have to try something. Resat. Wait. People are saying no. What do we do? No I. I'm not suggesting an I. What do we do? Chat has never been this divided. Go for it. Mo says go for it. Okay, I'm doing it. Wow. That I honestly did not expect that to work. My heart is pounding. Rebar? What? How? Allegedly says, oh, the clutch. Oh my god. When they just limit you to 2 guesses, the stakes feel so high. It feels life or death. Lucinda's like, wow, the tension. Lucky says that was stressful. Cindy G followed us. Thank you. Oh my god. Randy says, have a great day, everyone. Yes, have a great day. I have a couple of announcements before I leave you. We stream every day at noon Eastern time. Check out Arkadium.com. You could go play Hurdle right now. There's a whole backlog on Arkadium.com if you make an account. So go play Hurdle. Go play yesterday's LA Times crossword if you want to sign into Arkadium.com. And tomorrow, there is a very special stream. May has a guest coming on. We're going to solve a custom crossword made just for you guys. It's vampire themed because the guest is Rachelle Lefebvre, who was in Twilight. So they're going to be solving a vampire themed crossword. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope you all join. I will be back on Saturday with a Saturday Stumper. So got a whole lineup of great streams ahead. Thank you so much. I had a blast today, as I always do, and I will see you all soon.